Thank you very much, and let me welcome the panel. But welcome to all of you, and all of you have a perspective on the legislation, and we appreciate it. And let me begin with my good friend, Chairman Dr. Ned Norris, Chairman, Tohono O'odham Nation in Sells, Arizona. Sir, thank you for your time and for the trip, and we look forward to your testimony.
Good morning. My name is Ned Norris, Jr., and I am the chairman of the Tohono O'odham Nation. Today, the Subcommittee on National Parks, Forests, and Public Lands has invited me to testify about the Southern Arizona Public Lands Protection Act of 2009. Our people, the O'odham, have lived in this region known as Papaguirria since time immemorial. As I understand it, Mr. Chairman, you all have copies of my prepared statement, so I'll summarize with my comments here. As we know, this bill covers lands in southern Arizona which were part of the Papaguirria, and thus lands which are significant to the Tohono O'odham and our culture. Two compelling reasons why the House should pass the Southern Arizona Public Lands Protection Act of 2009. First, it would protect from destruction over 90 heritage resource sites that have been identified within the proposed Rosemont project area. Many of these sites contain Tohono O'odham cultural resources or the cultural resources of our ancestors. These sites are sacred to our tribe. They also hold historical importance to the state of Arizona. These sites have yielded important information regarding the settlement and occupation of southern Arizona. Second, requiring mining companies and other holders of unpatented mining claims to prove that a valuable mineral resource exists on their claims is in line with the intent and purpose of the General Mining Law of 1872. The O'odham consider this area, or we refer to this area as Chuituak, and that translates to either tall mountain or long mountain. As I was reminded in preparing myself to come here, the O'odham have a song that specifically talks about this long mountain, or Chuituak, or as is commonly known as the Santa Rita Mountains. A traditional cultural place eligible for listing in the National Register of Historic Places. Chuituak has been used by tribes and our ancestors for at least 5,000 years. Several hundred years of the Tohono O'odham specifically have used Chuituak for living, for hunting, gathering of medicine plants and plants for food, gathering of materials, and making baskets, and for the creation of sacred shrines. The proposed 4,451-acre Rosemont mine project will destroy numerous cultural resources belonging to the Tohono O'odham and our ancestors, as well as permanently scarring the cultural landscape of Chuituak. Excavations that occurred in a limited portion of the area in conjunction with the previously proposed mining project produced a wide variety of cultural resources such as grinding implements, food and resource procurement and processing sites, habitation sites, including numerous pit houses, storage pits, a ball court, and 75 sets of human remains. In the archaeological survey recently completed by SWCA for the proposed Rosemont mine project, thousands of individual artifacts were discovered in the project area. Over 40 prehistoric sites are considered eligible for listing with the National Register of Historic Sites. An additional 20 sites are recommended for further investigation to determine eligibility for listing with the National Register. Notably, these sites are eligible under Criterion D of the regulations, which means they have the ability to produce information important to prehistory or history. Disturbing these sites will diminish future generations' ability to gather specific and historical information. Many undiscovered habitation pits and human burials are likely to be present in other locations within the proposed site. These habitation pits and human burials will be destroyed when they are excavated to allow for development of the Rosemont mine. The Southern Arizona Public Lands Protection Act of 2009, if enacted, will protect Indian culture sites from destruction by ill-considered mining projects and would require a determination of value by the owners of unpatented mining claims before they can proceed with mining. We urge the subcommittee to mark up the bill and recommend it to the full committee. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.